Alright, okay, mic check is done, so let's cover the gameplay. So as you can see, when you're firing a bullet, the screen shake is directly just, it jerks to the way opposite where you're shooting. So if you're shooting this way, it's going to go down. If you're shooting this way, it's going to go left. Whereas, this, it just kind of shakes everywhere for a bit, which I think is fine. Because explosions are typically in moderation anyway, so you don't get eye fatigue that much. Except when you get a grenade launcher, in which case, you see how mild the screen shake is? So I gotta say, like, in terms of, like, bullet contrast, these blues contrast very well. The reds also contrast very well, which I like. Though personally, I would like it if flare bullets didn't contrast that much. Okay, and one thing I will say is that, if you look at this, the dead bodies contrast more than the actual alive bodies. I would make these basically translucent so they don't contrast that much with the environment. Because it's like, dude, this is alive and this is dead. Clearly this one stands out more. So I just make this like 50% opacity or something. Give me a second, I'll show you something. Ow. I didn't even see what I got hit by. Which is another thing. Personally, I would make it so that the enemy bullets are above everything else, even explosions and shit, so you can always see it, but that's just me. I would maybe dial down the screen shake after a while, because it definitely, I don't know, feels a little overkill. I think the only reason why it feels a little bit more fair in this game, like when you're dodging enemy bullets, is that typically they aim where you were and not where you're headed. So you don't actually have to dodge. If you're just moving in any direction, you can just kind of like, you know, be fine. Oh, fuck. Yeah, see, like, I'm just kind of holding left and I'm just dodging everything. Which is satisfying, you know, but then sometimes you're just left with like, okay, you're fucked and there's nothing you can do. Like, you don't have a role. Like, some characters have a role, but in this character, if you just get bullets and they're just boxing you in, there's literally nothing you can do and you just take damage. There's a place to not be in that scenario in the first place. Oh, what the fuck? Oh, no. Also, another thing is I wish that guy that reflected my bullets, like, the bullets would change color. Because there are a lot of bullets in this game that, you know, ricochet. In fact, every bullet ricochets, even this one. Was it? Maybe not this one, but a lot of them do. So it's like, you have bullets that are coming towards you that are harmless, and you have bullets that are coming towards you that are dangerous, and they look identical. I like the effects. You hit stuff. Like, I like the sound effects, just in general. All the gunshots are very cool. Fucking rat! Kill you all. And the fact that you can hit through walls is... It's both easier to code, and it's also, like, not... You know, it's just fun. Like, why unnecessarily punish the player by being like, oh, sorry, you were actually 1 pixel out of the origin, so this will not hit, but this will hit. I don't know. Also, another worry is that, like, enemies can shoot you from out of the screen. Like, they can see you, aggro, then fire, and you have no indication of any of that. Nor if there's a bullet actually coming towards you. What the fuck? I didn't know that was explosive. It's just acid. It's green. I don't think I've ever hit one of those. I just shot them. Yeah, look at how noisy this is, despite the fact that all of these things are irrelevant in an upcoming gunfight. Like, if I'm shooting an enemy, they're gonna be less contrasty than all this shit. You know? So it's like, I would fade this stuff out. Like, it's cool to know that an explosion happened here, but it's just cosmetic. Same thing with the dead enemies. Like, it's cool to know that there's a dead enemy there, but why? Like, they're no longer in play, so... Also, it's nice that, you know, it's... The enemy variety is small enough that it's easy to remember, like, oh, hey, yeah, don't walk on this, you'll explode. Okay, I have no idea what I hit there. I will say the screen shake makes it a little bit harder to see, like, what you're shooting at. It's not so bad, especially because it's, like, it's very consistent. You kind of get used to it. Oh, yeah, but anyway, so as I was saying, like, I know in a recording it's easy to be like, oh, why don't you see the enemy over there, or whatever, but just FYI, this cursor is where I'm looking, and I can only look at one location at a time. Oh, see, I didn't even see that there was a wall there. Maybe I'm just blind. Blind gamers unite. It's time. Okay, so like, so there, the dead enemy contrasted more than the alive enemy, which is a no-no, and also I got boxed in. There's nothing I could. But I think that's a pretty good first recording of like my comments on the game. So I would say first things that keep coming up is dead enemies contrast more than alive enemies, which is not good. Enemies whose bodies are projectiles do not get that same bright red danger glow kind of treatment that bullets do, which I think is something to work on. The bullets coming from off screen are stupid. The fact that this guy specifically can, reflect your bullets in a game where many bullets automatically bounce anyway, and the reflected bullets that will kill you look identical to the ones that will bounce but won't kill you is kind of stupid. Yeah, I don't know. I guess there's just too much visual clutter. Like, this is a really simple game. You're shooting like maybe 2-3 enemies at a time. And because there's so much bullshit on the screen, and because your screen's shaking a little bit, it's very hard to tell, like, oh, here's what I need to shoot, here's where I need to move,